Hey Peter, it's Bill Mitchner, Outland Motors. I just pulled the cover off your beautiful new Aston Martin Vantage V8. I'm going to do a cold start. It's been sitting in this spot since well before the auction, all covered up in my windows in the front of my showroom. I'm going to do a cold start for you and pull it out because the shipper is going to be here in about an hour or so. So I figured I'd shoot you a little video right before she leaves. Okay, getting ready to pull it outside. I've got the cover off and back in its bag. I've got your factory plate frame and all the stuff that you saw in the Bring a Trailer ad, as well as this little custom made, a little less intrusive plate frame, screws into the front. Looks pretty cool, but we don't use front plates here in Oregon. And then your extra set of original mats that came with it in the blue color and your little pump kit. So that'll all be in the trunk for you, just so you're aware of that. And you probably saw that when I closed the trunk. That's your sticker. So that'll act as your temporary. It's good until the 27th and you're good to go. All right, let's fire it up. Ooh, she sounds good. Well, we got lucky on delivery day. This is a stunning, stunning day here in Bend. The sun came out, so I thought I'd pull it out. We're gonna do a quick drive and show you some of the driving characteristics and just kind of how to shift and the basics to make sure you're up to speed on that. And I thought it was so pretty out here, I would just do a quick shot of it in the light. Probably getting some sun flares here a little bit, but boy, I'm gonna miss this one. Okay, let's go for a spin. So my wife's gonna come with me to help videotape. Okay, so before we get underway, a couple things I want to show you. So the brake light's on. If you're familiar with these, the brake light goes, or the brake handle, sorry, goes back down after you're done. So you want to come all the way up till it stops, push in the handle, pull it up a little further, then release it. Now the brake's off. It takes a minute to get used to that maneuver, so I like to show people that. Okay, so we're going to start off in manual mode. So I'm just going to hit the upshift one time, and it'll just lightly coast. It's that crawl feature they talk about. And off we go. So what I like to do is time the shift, take off the gas, tap the shifter and back on the gas, and it's very smooth if you know how to do it. Give it a little more acceleration this time. I've already caught up to the car in front of me, unfortunately. But you get the gist. So the other thing I want to show you is drive at any speed, at any time. We're in fourth gear right now. You can just go ahead and hit that. A little red light will come on. And it'll do it all on its own now. And it's actually really incredibly smooth in drive. It has a tendency, you can see it's in D4 right now. It has a tendency to stay in a higher gear, so it'll shift sooner than normally I would manually. But it makes for a very pleasant, smooth driving experience. I'm going to show you sort of how it accelerates in drive. So we're all the way up to sixth gear. Like I said, it shifts fairly quickly on its own, but that's as fast as I can go on these surface streets. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and show you reverse. We're gonna turn around here. So just hit the little R button. It'll light up. You gotta wait just a quick second in between. And then once you're done, you can either hit a paddle or drive. In this case, I'll go ahead and hit the paddle for first gear, just like that. As mentioned in the Bring a Trailer ad, I have never used the comfort button. Like everyone else, you read online that it's kind of a soft blah gear and it's not great on the transmission, so we don't usually bother with it. So one other thing really quick to note, Peter, every now and then the brakes will squeak in slow around town driving. A number of other people had asked me about it, but it didn't come up in the auction. My mechanic thinks it's just a function of the performance brakes being a little more aggressive. We've been driving around now for a few minutes to shoot this video for you, and they haven't squeaked, but once they're warmed up a little bit, if I'm in stop and go traffic, they will get a little noisy and a little grabby. But up at speed, out through the twisties, when you're driving it pretty hard, they don't make a sound and they perform great. But be aware if they squeal a little on you. As far as we can tell, that's normal. They are brand new as well, which could be part of it. Little work-in process. Okay, so we're back. So when I park, you always pull, I can't do it with my hand on the camera and my wife just jumped out of the car, but you always pull both paddles. Here, I'll set this down. Pull both paddles at the same time, and you'll notice that puts you in neutral. So in case you're not familiar with that, you pull in both at the exact same time. And then this neutral is lit up as well. So I'm excited for you, congratulations, and we'll get her loaded on her truck here shortly. The transporters are here, just giving it a really good once over, taking pictures of everything. And we're just about ready to load it into their truck. So she's gonna ride up top in this big truck.
Pousado, Platininho, cheio de pousado.